Lana Tabor, in Victorian garb, is huddled around an imaginary body holding a bloody and broken arrowhead in the woods. Productions can use whatever's available and adjust dialogue accordingly.
Wilson Napier, no! No, don't you dare die on me! No, you son of a bitch! I love you, you fool! Breathe! Breathe! Oh, I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! And your breath stinks!
Lana! No. Stop. No. That's not in the script.
I don't know, it came over me. Please forgive me.
Of course. You don't know, you do know you can't stab the real Oliver Bainsworth 24 times, right? Let's try to get a hold of ourselves, okay?
I'm sorry. It's how I emotionally prepare.
It was quite beautiful, riveting, and, well, horrifying at the same time. But this is not a slasher horror movie.
They said it was an artsy slasher movie.
It is not.
And why would they say artsy?
Because it has Oliver Bainsworth.
Mr. Artsy.
Also, Betty Napier wasn't a murderer.
Are you sure?
It's based on a true story.
And does it have to be?
It's got a Wikipedia page.
Oh, but there's a popular legend.
No, he died in the woods that night by an arrow to the heart. There is no urban legend, Lana. Wilson Napier does not live on.
Oh, but he's so mean.
Wilson Napier was a man of great duty. Oliver Bainsworth is, well, Oliver Bainsworth, sweetie.
Well, his breath stinks.
He's a star.
And he says I'm terrible.
You, my love, are going to be a household name after this premiere.
Okay. Lana Tabor, pull yourself together.
There you go.
Oh, and you'll get him to writhe for me.
Didn't I promise you I'd get him to writhe?
Yes, you did.
I did? Well, then he shall writhe.
And can you make him bleed profusely?
Lana,
It would help my character.
I'll get you the writhing.
I could have sworn he bled profusely in the updated script.
That was the old Bruno Parker. I'm out of the horror movie business. Now keep working.
Okay. Wilson Napier, no! No, don't you dare die on me! No, you son of a bitch! I love you, you fool! Breathe! Breathe!
Bruno?
In here.
Where is everybody? Ow, shit.
Watch the dinosaur tail in the hallway. It's dark.
Bruno, why is it so dark in here? And why is there a dinosaur tail in the hallway? Spielberg stopped by?
I can't see through this thing.
Hi, Harry.
Oh, hello, Lana Tabor. What are you doing here? Bruno, what's Lana Tabor doing here?
Rehearsing. It must be really dark in here.
Lens cap.
Ah, and there you have it.
Would it matter anyway? There's nothing to see.
So, Harold, buddy, old pal, award-winning cinematographer, here's the deal. We're reshooting the last scene, the death scene, just like you and I used to do in the old days at NYU, a 3-light setup and this Sony A7, something or another. I can't make it out, but hold it carefully. It's a rental.
Wait, we're shooting the last scene?
Yes.
Of what?
The Life and Times of Winslow Napier.
The film we just wrapped on Tuesday.
The very one.
The one I was kind enough to storyboard each shot of and check them off as we went.
Your attention to detail is unrivaled.
Yeah, because, oh yes, I remember now. You said, it's a wrap, and a soundstage full of people applauded and such.
Well, yes. In fact, we did shoot the last scene where Winslow Napier dies. Terribly.
Aren't all deaths just terrible?
True story. Correction. Oliver Bainsworth plays dead terribly. He died with an awful performance of dying.
An awful performance of dying. Okay, let's table that poor usage in grammar for just for a moment and ask, Oliver Bainsworth, England's greatest thespian, soon to be knighted. You didn't care for his performance of dying.
Harold, it was the way he died.
The way he died. Bruno, it's Oliver Bainsworth. He died in lots of pictures.
Well, of course he... Did you say pictures?
I did, and I'm not ashamed.
Rock Rabel's Death in Silent Souls was the best.
Lana.
Such a masterpiece, Bruno.
Lana! don't bring up Silent Souls. Right, Bruno?
Oh, sorry. Listen, Bainsworth's breathing. You could see it in the frame from the cold.
It was cold. In
Yes.
fact, it said so in the script.
Yes, but after he died, you could see his chest rise and fall. He was still breathing after he was dead.
It's a miracle.
You don't breathe after you die. It's a well-known fact.
I know he was breathing. His breath was something awful.
Look, isn't this just something we can handle in post?
Kirby says no.
Who's Kirby?
Our chief editor.
Oh, that guy. We hired him again.
On every film, Harold.
Guy who looks like a young Willie Nelson.
Has anyone ever seen a young Willie Nelson? Kirby said if we could get the one shot, the overhead zooming down on Oliver when he's dead with no breathing, we would be set. He says I can't have the shot I want with what he has. Also, as you know, this is Oliver Bainsworth's last film, his swan song.
Oh, how moving.
I'm bloated with inspiration.
He wants to die with the honor of a thespian.
All right, fine. But how are you going to ask Oliver Bainsworth to not breathe again? The guy's undirectable.
This, a breathing vest.
He'll never wear that.
Sure he will.
I'm telling you that prima donna ain't having it. And what about the crane, the dolly track, the crew?
Harold.
The lights? I can't shoot with this.
Now who's the prima donna?
Oh, I'm the prima donna because I asked for the tools of my trade.
I did the lights.
You did the lights?
I'm the film director, Harold.
That's not what I asked.
I tell my story with actors.
I tell your story with light.
How complimentary.
There's no light, Bruno.
We'll fix it in post.
It's like you don't have any knowledge of photography.
Remember the hungry years, Harold. The quest for more light and the dream of making cheap cameras cinematic. I miss the hungry years, don't you?
I kind of like being fed.
And as a memento of your cooperation in this matter, I want you to keep that after tonight as a keepsake.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a camera.
I knew it looked familiar.
It's got a full frame sensor, picks up light you can't even see.
This is a consumer camera, Bruno.
Makes it so much more romantic, right?
Bruno, I'm feeling very ready now. Oh, please let me apologize to everyone on the set.
That would be the two of us.
Naturally.
Any difficulty I may have caused you or Mr. Bainsworth. He has bad breath, and I suggested a mint, and it all went south from there. It's just that he wasn't very easy to work with. And I understand the clout he has, but I am a successful actor in my own right, and I felt, well, trivialized by his behavior.
The guy's a prick. I mean, how could anybody not just love you? So nice to see you again, Lana.
Harold, you're always so sweet.
Harold, can we focus? Thank you, Lana. One day you'll be a national treasure.
That's right.
But until then, we vow to always defend your honor against the establishment of chauvinism.
With vehement resolve.
Oh, thank you. And that's why I'm happy to reshoot the scene.
With vehement resolve.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, you fight the good fight, Bruno Parker. And you, Harry, there's no one can frame a story like you.
You know me, rocking and rolling and whatnot.
My God, he's getting worse.
So anywho, back to our insanity. All right, you guys want me to reshoot the scene of a feature film with no crew on a soundstage in low light with a completely different film stock and a handheld. Sony A711 or something or other you got on eBay.
Yes.
Fuck yes, let's do it.
She called you Harry.
Yep.
You never let anyone call you Harry.
Ooh, she says it right.
Bruno Parker.
Oh boy.
Now you done it.
Guys, I'll handle it.
Bruno, it's dark. Ow!
Watch the dinosaur tail.
Why is that woman yelling?
That sounds like Carol Jacobi. Hey, look, it's Carol Jacobi.
Bruno,
Carol, don't you look ravishing?
you mind telling me why I'm looking at our star actress and our DP, both of whom have contractually finished the project in the studio?
They agreed on no compensation.
No compensation.
I did?
To do what?
Wait, how do you know we're not all here to share a few drinks?
Are you here to share a few drinks?
Of course not. Don't be silly.
Because your A-lister prima donna is holding an Uber hostage outside, applying copious amounts of rouge. That's curious, don't you think?
You know Oliver. He's such an actor's actor.
He's not a method actor.
Lana,
Whatever you're doing here, it has to stop.
He's an English actor.
there's been a snafu.
They're invading the American stage and screen.
It's my job to make sure the film gets done on schedule.
I understand that.
It was done on schedule because you know how I get when things aren't on schedule.
Probably gives you hives.
I'm known for my efficiency.
It's like your cardinal feature.
And see. Okay. Let's film this son of a bitch die. Oh, sorry. Temper.
Don't you just love her enthusiasm, though?
He's so diabolical.
Harold,
What? Well, I should do all your lighting now. Yeah.
So here we are, days after the wrap party, clandestinely back in the studio, secretly filming a scene.
so romantic, right? Listen, just a quick reshoot. Bainsworth just texted. He's on his way. We'll be home in an hour.
Oliver Bainsworth has agreed to quietly do this.
He's a true star.
He's really something.
His willingness has got to count for something, no?
I can assure you, he is not happy about this. He's supposed to be on location in Prague to kick off the European junket on Sunday, and Monday, he's getting knighted.
Wow, by the,
Queen Elizabeth II.
there it is.
Bruno, I need you to be serious.
I'm very serious. We filmed the last scene. We all go home. It's literally 90 seconds of total screen time.
But why?
He was breathing, Carol.
Who was breathing?
Oliver Bainsworth, the man was unmistakably breathing.
Oliver Bainsworth was breathing.
Yes.
The man's had 2 heart attacks, so that's a healthy sign, no?
He was breathing during the death scene. In literally every shot, you see his abdomen rise and fall like an Italian accordion.
Nice analogy.
I'm a master of metaphor.
And Bruno Parker.
Actually, that was a simile.
That's why I work with you, Harold.
Yo, Abbott and Costello. Do you mind?
Go on.
I saw the dailies. The death scene looked good.
It looked ambiguous.
Ambiguous.
Like maybe he didn't die.
They wanted more blood and guts. You wouldn't have it.
This isn't a slasher film.
Of course it's not.
I'm out of the slasher business.
Of course you are.
This isn't pom-poms and homecoming weekend fodder.
You're trying to appeal to an adult audience.
I'm trying to appeal to an audience who's got a mind at work.
You must be from out of town.
His death in the rushes was ambiguous at best.
A bloody scene would ensure his death, no?
A classy death scene would ensure his death too.
Oh, look who's in auteur all of a sudden.
It's a true story. Either the character dies in history or they didn't.
Well, maybe he didn't.
No!
The urban legend is that his wife may have tried to kill him.
No! The script I signed on for said he dies. It's on Wikipedia. It's unmistakable. He bought the farm that night, dead, gone, never to return, dust in the wind in D minor.
You're very adamant about this.
I am.
So we're here because Oliver Bainsworth breathes a little as he's dying.
No, we're here because he was breathing after his dying scene. Timing is everything in this matter.
There has to be more to this.
No, just me selfishly wanting complete artistic control.
Yes, but can't you just fix his breathing in post?
No! Kirby tells me we can't use the role we have.
Who's Kirby?
Really? People, no respect for post-production. Look, rest assured, love, I have solved the problem. It's a breathing suit. Been used millions of times in films.
Millions of times?
Well, none.
Bruno, I can tell you what he's going to say right now.
Do you have to?
He's going to take one look at that thing and say, it makes me look fat.
Listen, here's the other thing. Lana, her first major role, love her to death, but meh, not the best take on her monologue. They didn't get along, as you know.
Oh, Oliver Bainsworth doesn't get along with anyone.
Guy's a prick.
Harold, please. Harold, look. How many films have we done together?
4.
5, if you count the life and times of Winslow Napier.
I haven't counted it yet.
Have I ever let you down?
Hookers on Easy Street scored a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes.
We made a serious coin on the DVD mark.
Graceless in Greenland was number 8 on the AFI's worst film of the 2010s.
They have a list like that?
Yes.
It was a sleeper, Hookers on Easy Street, and it's going to come into its own like Shawshank Redemption. Listen, you're right. I have a movie here with Oliver Bainsworth in it. The Oliver Bainsworth. The big guys think it's going to be huge, but studio still made it into a slasher, thinking Bainsworth would return it into Titus Andronicus. I must get the death scene right. I cannot have the death scene the way it is.
This is a feature film, Bruno, not a slasher.
Feature my ass.
You're playing with the big boys now. If Havel wants to entertain the urban legend, let him. You want to break away from the horror genre, fine, but we have a film already in the can.
Hookers on Easy Street was a masterpiece before the studio writers got their paws on it.
Oh, please.
It was the raging bull of 2010. It explored the vagaries of prostitution, the socioeconomic ills of...
The 14-year-old girls getting slain by machete killers. That's art?
It was ironical. It was art. Before they got a hold of it.
You've been trying to repeat Silent Souls. It was a great movie. Your first feature. It put you on the map. And now everyone expects you to do the same. Another Bruno Parker movie. Why can't it be like Silent Souls? Well, because
I got lucky.
Bruno, people want elevated horror from you, whether it's Oliver Bainsworth or not.
There was too much blood. Look at Sam Raimi. He never got out from under it.
The life and times of Wilson Napier is your Forrest Gump.
No. Forrest Gump was a movie about an idiot who succeeds. What kind of message are we sending to our children?
You will end this charade, or I'm calling security.
Where are the fucking lights?
That's Oliver. How's my hair?
You know, I can't already wait until he leaves.
Follow the light, Oliver.
Some people light up a room when they walk in.
Some when they walk out.
Ah, goddamn bloody hell.
Watch the dinosaur tail. I'm sorry, I love you, but I can't let you do this. You pull the anchors or I'm calling security to have you removed.
Bruno knocks the phone out of her hand, which flies across the floor at the feet of Oliver Bainsworth, who has just walked in. He is the ultimate British actor, ascot and all. Well, I'm fucking here. Where's the crew?
Just some shoestring button-up shots, my friend.
I'm not happy about this. My voice is tender, and I shouldn't be doing this. Christ, I've gave my all for that death scene. Better not be the death scene.
You were epic in the death scene.
So why are we here?
We're redoing the death scene.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oliver, I am so sorry. You needn't be here. It's fine. In fact, I'd like my phone. I'm calling security.
Again with the slightly British accent?
I can't help myself whenever he's in the room.
Oliver, your makeup looks great. Doesn't his makeup look great?
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, but it has to be right, Oliver.
May I have my phone, please?
This film is my swan song. I'm not sure if you know all that.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yes, I'm retiring. It's true. And not Anthony Hopkins retiring, out of the wretched business for good. Bruno, I need this to be complete. My death scene is a metaphor for my life and legacy. If this is what we have to do, let's get on with it.
That's the spirit.
Yes.
You will be sorely missed, sir.
We are artists, Carol. We leave it all on the stage, and what's lost in the moment is lost forever. I don't like being here any more than you do, but Wonder Boy here needs his scene.
You know, If you didn't have an accent, that would have sounded really condescending.
Underboy?
Don't call me that.
We should get you a cape.
Well, now you've got my attention.
It blows my mind that the two of you actually have IMDb pages.
Breath mint, Mr. Bainsworth?
Are you bonkers? Not as I'm about to do a scene. No dairy, no acidic beverages, no sweets.
It's like he doesn't even know.
Dear, the things you need to learn about acting.
I studied Meisner for years.
Oh, and did you find yourself?
The method has produced such greats as Al Pacino, Marlon Brando, and Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, gritty, mumbling fools who foul up the English language.
Oliver, I will personally book you on the red eye back to Prague tonight. I will drive you to LAX myself.
Well, it's the least you can do for this inconvenience.
All right, let's get started. Okay, kids, we're going old school, just like back in the Hunger Years when we had shoestring budgets and made beautiful art through the lens. It's very simple. Oliver, you will say your last two lines with this breathing vest.
I am not wearing that. This thing is dreadful. Why would I wear that?
What did I tell you?
Well, the thing is, you can breathe freely in the breathing suit without fear of showing it up on camera.
My breathing will not show up on camera. Get rid of that rubbish.
Yes, but...
No, yes, but what?
Well, it's
a crutch.
It's a filming trick.
Filming. To make me look fat.
Can I call them or what?
I am not fat.
Oh my God, I'm dreadfully sorry, sir.
Again, what's with that English accent?
I would never say you were fat.
Of course not. Your body mass index is remarkably low, but you'll be lying down. No one will know the difference.
Wilson Napier will.
He was actually a little on the heavier side.
Nowhere in my research did I find Wilson Napier was overweight.
It's on Wikipedia.
On what?
Bruno, there's no point to this now.
They probably made it up.
Probably, but I'm not wearing a crutch, Bruno. I will hold my breath like a professional actor.
Bruno, let's try it as Mr. Bainsworth says.
Fine. Places.
They take their places, Oliver on his shoulders, on the ground with Lana over him. Harold crouches on the floor at Oliver's feet.
Harold, as soon as he dies, the shot has to be up and over his body.
I'd give anything for a crane.
When Oliver says a man's got to know his limitations, I need a drop back from above with Lana crying on his chest.
Did we do that?
No, it's from the side, and the color was off.
Oh, well, isn't that something for post?
No!
Oh.
No, I want native color, rich and blue. Look, all we need... folks, all we need is this last shot. That's it. Then I'll get you all home.
So, just say my last line, die, and lie here.
Yes.
How about my close-up on my last breath?
We got that in the can already.
Are you sure? Because it's essential, Bruno.
I agree. That's why I got it already.
This is my swan song.
And that bird shall sing.
And get a shot after I'm dead. Maybe pull back from above?
You're in luck. That's exactly the plan.
So you just need me to be dead.
And there it is. We took the scenic route, but we got there. Here's your spot on your right shoulder, away from the camera. After a man's got to know his limitations, Lana runs right over to you. Give it a sec. Then you say your last line. I can't save a country.
Country that doesn't want to save itself, yes.
Beautiful.
Bruno?
Oh, right. One more thing. Could you writhe a little?
Writhe?
Yes, before you die.
That would be great.
It helps feed Lana.
Wilson Napier wouldn't writhe.
Even as he's dying from a knife wound and a buckshot in his heart, no?
No! He dies as all great heroes do in the pictures, with grace and cool. Is this writhing her idea?
Let's just try a take. Let's get in places. Carol, you stay on script.
It's 2 lines.
Yes, but
It helps.
Lana.
Who's going to hold the boom?
Oh, for crying out loud.
Carol grabs the long boom mic and holds it over the scene. Anything else you need, dear? Perhaps I can memorize your lines for you.
Hey, it helps me to get emotionally into the scene.
Emotionally into the scene.
Yes,
My dear, have you ever thought of just acting?
this is emotionally gut-wrenching scene. Death is the hardest part of life.
Oh, please. Dying is easy. Comedy is hard.
Let's
The
say we
director
get
was
started.
particularly. Oh, yeah, you can go
Sorry.
on. Sorry.
Sorry. Let's say we get started.
Well, one more thing.
Gee, battery's ticking here, guys.
Shouldn't I die with my eyes open?
No,
I just say this because it seems a bit more eerie.
just no.
No, well, the Coen brothers had me do it once and completely elevated the scene.
I hate the Coen brothers.
So no eyes open while dead.
No,
Oh, okay, so let me think about this for a moment.
I'd rather you didn't. Let's say we just say your line, writhe, die, and Lana will take it from there. And you can retire to the coast of Spain in glory of knighthood. You're doing great.
They take their places. Oliver positions himself on his shoulder. He knows his cues. Carol juggles the script in her hand and a boom mic over the scene. Harold has now positioned himself on the ladder, looking down with his Sony.
Cameras!
Camera.
All quiet on the set. Well, someone had to say it.
And go!
The man's got to know his limitations.
Wilson Napier, no! No, did you dare die on me? No, you son of a bitch! I love you, you fool!
I can't save the people who don't want to save themselves. Oliver lets out his...
Sorry.
I thought that was great.
I was awful.
It's okay. It's okay. It's one take. I'll get what I need.
It's not about you, Brandon. That was a correct. It's not about you, Bruno. It's about the scene. It's something higher than all of us. Clint Eastwood does everything in one take.
Good for him.
And that's why everybody calls me One Take Bainsworth.
I never once heard that.
Boys, please. It's getting late.
I'm running out of battery.
I wish there was writhing.
Hold on. Already?
Bruno, this camera was meant for like little Katie's dance recital.
Can we do another take soon? I'm like probably in the middle of a moment and I want to preserve it.
Of course. Hold on. I'm putting on my director's cap for a minute.
A moment? Jesus.
So, Lana, if Oliver tries the writhing, I can tell you right now it's going to be pretty darn convincing. Considering you're particularly tender tonight, this could be too much for you. I mean, like death blow to your psyche.
Bring it. I want the pain.
I'm just saying you've been warned. This man, is a global treasure, you know. I'm just playing this out in my head. Oliver's writhing, I'm just playing this out in my head. Oliver's writhing would be so convincing. Being the actor that he is, that you, well, I mean, as a method actor, we're talking PTSD level.
You put me in therapy, baby.
I'd rather you just act and not be fooled by his skill.
No, I'll be fine. I promise.
Hold it. I will take her where she needs to go. You want writhing? I can writhe with the best of them. No one elevates a scene as I.
Great. Places!
Quiet on the set. I just love saying that.
Cameras, go! Actors, go!
The man's got to know his limitations. I can't save the people who didn't want to save themselves. Oliver coughs horribly, lets out a painful grunt, then begins to writhe in pain.
I love
He dies. Lana pauses, all is still. Lana does her last line, but is cut off.
I love you, you.
And cut!
That was going great.
Bruno, that was a great take. Oliver, excellent.
I was so in tune with that take.
You don't see it?
Plain as day.
What is that?
Is that a breath mint?
Oh, bloody hell. There's a breath mint in the shot, right on his chest. Jesus, Lana.
Oh, Yeah, really sorry.
It's okay. We'll do it again. And just the up and over his body shot. But that was the take. Okay. Places.
The writhing was very effective, Oliver. We're almost done.
I didn't see his chest move once. Not once after he died. This guy's good.
And for a moment, his breath didn't smell.
No point to a breathing vest when you work with a master.
Well, let's reproduce it. Oliver, you need to be back on your shoulder again. Lana, perfect. Don't change a thing with this take. Harold, ready?
Never stop rolling, Kimasabe.
Oliver looks pooped. Oliver, do you want to take a short break?
He's holding his breath remarkably well without the breathing vest.
Gotta hand it to the guy.
He is an actor's actor.
Oliver, take a short break.
Oliver,
Mr. Bainsworth?
He's not moving.
That's the opposite of writhing.
Oh, no.
Oh, this isn't happening.
He's,
what? What?
oh my God.
This can't be happening.
Writhe if you can hear me.
He's dead.
I've never actually seen a dead person.
I can't believe he's actually.
You know, you think I would have after all these years, you know.
Everyone calm. I'm thinking.
Oliver Bainsworth is dead.
How could this happen? Oh my God, the liability we're exposed to.
The Oliver Bainsworth.
And it's not even as cinematic as I thought it would be.
Harold!
No,
Bruno, I have to call the studio and then maybe 911.
just hold up a sec.
For what?
I'm putting on my director's cap.
We have to call 911.
Do we, though?
I'm sorry, what?
Do we really?
Bruno, yes, we really.
Will there be no movie, Bruno?
Of course, sweetie. Try running your lines.
Bruno!
What if, and I'm just saying, what if we finish the scene?
What?
Hear me out.
I will not hear you out. This production ends immediately, right now. I'm calling 911.
Bruno, what are you doing here? We have to be realistic here.
I'm so in the moment right now.
Listen, everybody, just take a breath. Something may just have occurred to me. Something perhaps we should all consider. Let's all take a breath. Pardon the metaphor. Oliver, panic never helped anyone. Carol, let me ask you. You have the back end points on this, don't you?
What has that got to do with anything?
On the project, you have back end points.
And so do you.
More it grosses, the more you make.
But my attorney anticipated a good return. Yes,
I don't have any back end points.
I feel terrible.
You have back end points?
I don't even know what they are.
Think about it. The movie's basically done.
There's an actor on the ground dying, Bruno.
Carol, he's not dying, he's dead. Does he look like he's breathing?
Well, in her defense, historically, he has been known to breathe after death.
Everyone has interest in completing this film. For me, it's my way out of the slasher horror genre, artsy or not.
Oh, you're being such a film snob now. Stop it.
I just want to tell a human story without blood and stupid people who can't figure out that it's time to leave when they discover a head in the toilet. Carol, you have major points on the back end. Lana, this is her ticket to the red carpet and the rebellion against the English actors infiltrating the system.
Oh, they're everywhere stealing our roles. It's a British infiltration.
That's right, sweetie. These creatures have been infesting the silver screen. Well, I saw one film where an entire Midwestern American family of 5 was played by all British actors. But Lana, after this, you will have the market power to make the movie you want.
Gilmore Girls, the movie, baby.
Have at it, baby. Harold, You, my right-hand man since NYU, my Tonto, my Sancho Panza, you move a camera like you're a god looking in. You're a master of the third-person vision. This will be you. This will make you to the ranks of auteur, your own director. And Carol, you've been my producer for 5 films, and you've done countless others without me, and I've held you back. When I'm a filmmaker, I won't hold you back anymore. You've carried me long enough. So, what I'm suggesting is this. Let's say you knew, and I'm just throwing it out there, if you knew that you were walking into a theater to see a movie with where a legend has it, the dead man might actually be a dead man.
Bruno, this is too morose.
You see, it's fated that this film become a cult classic with a legacy. A true gritty urban legend like the ghostly kid in the background of The Three Men and the Little Baby, or the suicide stories behind The Wizard of Oz. Our present hours presents a man who is pledged to die acting and actually dies acting right there on screen for all the world to see, for all the whatever that word is, and not just any actor. One of the world's most famous actors, known for his death scene, dies right where he's supposed to, in our movie, right there on the big screen. Wouldn't you have to go see that film if that got leaked out on social media, news outlets, and it went viral? Oliver Bainsworth dead on screen. Zombie Americans will eat up this like reality TV.
Bruno, buddy. We can CGI the breath mint out of the shot.
No! No! I am so CGI'd out. CGI, industrial light, and tragic. I want the real shot of the story.
And what about Kirby? Wouldn't he have to agree to the subterfuge?
Oh, Kirby. Look, we can say we didn't know that he actually died so well writhing that we kept shooting.
I just figured it out. Bruno Parker, I just figured you out.
Good for you. Normally I'm an enigma.
It's the sequel. You don't want the sequel. At last week's meeting, you balked at the conversation about a sequel. You want Wilton Napier dead because they were putting a sequel into development without this one even premiering. That's why we're all here. Bruno Parker, you came here to make sure Walter Napier was dead.
Yes, I did. The producers wanted ambiguity. I can't have that. He has to be dead. Carol, and now he is. No breathing, no urban legend.
But why?
Because I hate this movie. I hated making this movie. I've been making movies about great American zombie apocalypse, and here it is. With all the crap that's programming us into the lethargy every day, it all started with Silent Souls, which was perfection. Yeah, I get it. And everybody wants me to do the same damn thing. Why can't he do it more like Silent Souls? This movie is no different. It's a zombie movie with fancy dialogue, just like all the others they roll out. It's not the treatment I wrote. They poisoned it from day one. It's another superhero movie, another 70s TV show reboot, another biopic, and another goddamn cartoons that's so real. Pardon me. But what's the point again? It's as if they're thinking that there's nothing left to write. Like there aren't stories left to tell. We keep going back to the movies for the same damn sermons. I read a report that found that Americans watch 4 hours of television an evening. The same old fare, parroting in and out of our field of view. 6 hours in front of our goddamn devices. We're making zombies out of the public. Americans aren't starving for Shakespeare anymore. You see what I'm saying? This is the crap they live for. They want the intrigue behind the screen and not the story on the screen. They read the Enquirer and the Examiner and the tabloids, and they mistake for gospel. It's housewives and bad singers and reality TV that isn't real at all. It's the endless stream of social media and shock entertainment and violent addictive video games fit for unwitting monkey, and even the brightest of us dive in head first to get our hands on it. Why should we think a high school sophomore stands any chance against it? There were talks of a sequel when I saw the dailies. I can't risk that. Winslow Napier has to die. Sure, it's a true story, but it's a dumb story. It's formulaic hackneyed, and it's same old crap we feed people every year, and probably not even what happened. It's typical. I don't want to be typical anymore. I don't want to be zombie feeding zombies. My God. This movie is so pedestrian, we run the risk of getting a Golden Globe. Carol, I can't have that. This is an Oscar vehicle. I hate the Oscars. There, I said it. It's zombie junk. How does anyone know out of tens of thousands of movies which one was the best? I want to be a respected filmmaker. Not as a guy who just makes movies, a filmmaker. Capturing the human spirit, the nuances of life spent on this God-forsaken planet. Not the typical right from wrong, good guys and bad guys, blah, 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 blah. Please, just let me kill Wilson Napier so I can get on with that.
I can't believe I'm considering the idea of possibly agreeing to this.
It's rather brilliant when you think about it.
Well, there can't be a sequel without Oliver Bainsworth, I suppose. We can't just tell people we filmed a dead man. We'd have to do it another way.
Maybe we leak it out.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, you guys want me to reshoot the scene of a feature film with no crew on a soundstage in low light with a completely different film stock and a handheld, a Sony A7II or something that you got off of eBay, of a death scene with an actual dead guy. That actual dead guy.
It's what Oliver Bainsworth would have wanted. He just said, by God, I will die doing my craft.
Well, he did just say that.
Lana, you ready?
Are you kidding? This is as method acting gets.
Harold.
Let's do it.
Carol.
I'm just... Fuck it. All quiet on the set.
They all set up for the shot. Lana begins her monologue as we trail off. Slow fade out. End play.